Hello guys, and as you could probably tell by the title, this is my top games that I've played this year in 2019. I first made a list of all the games that I basically played, which was only 11 games. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do a top 11 then. Might as well put them all in. Because at first, you know what, I'm gonna do a top 5. But I was like, might as well do all 11 games. And this does not include games that I just did the first look to or that I've just... No, these are games that I started playing 2019. And what else? Yeah, it's not just the first look games, because if it was just games that I've just, looked into, maybe played for half an hour to maybe an hour, whatever. Games that I don't feel like, I've played those games, even though I guess in a sense I have played them. I have not played them enough to actually have to consider myself playing them, if you know what I mean. But these are the games that are, I played them on camera, off camera. These are the games. And I decided, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Lara Croft was probably the best one this year. Yeah, because even though it was a very long game, and I think it was very long because, I decided to try and get everything as much as possible in the game. I think I know I got every single collectible, everything in the game. I 100%ed the game in that sense. I did 100% the single player, so I was like, oh god. And I think that doing that kind of made me go, you know what? I'm not doing that anymore. I mean, 2020, I'm probably going to be playing a little bit more casual, trying to get more games in. We'll see how 2020 becomes, but this is about 2019, right? So Rise of Tomb Raider, the first game, was good. Maybe in 2020 I'm gonna do Tomb Raider, because this was the sequel to Tomb Raider, so maybe I'll do Tomb Raider. There in gray or silver, in second place was Metro 2033. This was a pretty good just first person shooting horror game. It did fall out a little bit near the end, but overall it was just a decent game, and it was a bit horror-ish. It was a bit new for me, and it left an impression on me, so there we go. On third place is a game that I started playing very recently called Mirror, which is basically, it's a porn match 3 game. And it's good. I actually really like it. Make sure you get the uncensored patch installed, and you're all good to go. I mean, it's a match 3 game in which you fight the girls, and as you start defeating them, they get their clothes off, and then you bring them into submission. And then every single girl, you are playing a new character or whatever, I mean, it's called Mirror because I'm guessing you're looking into a mirror through the eyes of some different character every time. So yeah, then Vanquish, which was a game I finished today, actually. I finished the game today. Yeah, it was quick. It was a quick game. It was fast-paced. It was okay. Yeah, it was just a good game, but there wasn't anything like special about it. But I mean, other than the one bug, there wasn't anything that I found infuriating from the game. Maybe if that game didn't have that bug, maybe it would have taken third place. Probably not, actually. And you know what? As I'm talking about this, I would probably put Mirror at second place and Metro on third. So that is probably how it is. Just reverse those two. So, yeah, just reverse those two. And then Vanquish. Well, first, I just talked about Vanquish. The Vagrant was an interesting game. A side-scrolling fighting hack and slash. I guess it's what you would call it. Like, yeah, side-scrolling hack and slash game. With a quite unique art style, I'd say. Yeah, and for what it was good. And then we have Ty the Tasmanian Tiger, which is like it's just an old school 3D platformer. And it's a good, or at least the beginning of Ty the Tasmanian Tiger, I think is a good 2D platformer. I think in the third act, the game actually got bad. And it really felt like to me that they were like, oh god, let's hurry this up. It kind of felt like, alright, we are a bit over, we're getting very close to our deadline, or maybe they were even over their deadline. And they were like, oh god, we had just... The last couple levels, I think, weren't as well designed. And especially the last level was so bad. With... If I remember correctly, you're just flying a boomerang most of the time. And even the boss fight was not fun. Yeah, I think the game really actually got bad at the end. But the other first and second act I thought were good. At 7th place we have Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Yeah, I mean... specifically single player this is. And yeah, it's a Call of Duty single player. I mean, the ones I have played, and this is the original Modern Warfare 2. Apparently they have re-released, so they made a remake of Modern Warfare 2. Like, they made a remake of both of the Modern Warfare games. Kind of like, okay, Call of Duty. The ones that I can remember, I think Call of Duty 2, maybe 3, 5, and this is... no, wait. World at War was 5. This is 6, right? Yes. So the Call of Duty games that I've played is Modern Warfare 2, World at War, Call of Duty 2. I think those are the 3 Call of Duty games I've played. Oh yeah, and Black Ops. So, and all of those single players I thought have been good. Was it Call of Duty 2 or was it Call of Duty? I don't remember, but one of them. And I thought, yeah, they do good single player. Nothing special, it's just the Call of Duty single player experience. Then number 8 we have Shock, which is a point and click game. Pretty decently cute, looks good, but it's a point and click, so you kind of like, yeah. We then have Devious Dungeon, which is a side-scrolling platformer that I 100%ed, I think in 3 hours or so. I mean 100%, I mean I got 100% of the achievement, I defeated the game, and it was kind of like, yeah, it was just a fun little quick game to do. I did struggle a little bit at the end boss, but after a few tries I managed to kill that dragon. And yeah, nothing special. Deadlight Director's Cut. Now, I was thinking, oh, maybe I'm gonna put this at the bottom. But I was, you know what? It is actually better than Castle Woodward. I mean, Deadlight Director's Cut, I thought, started pretty okay because it's pretty new. It's a side-scrolling zombie, just dodging game basically, and I liked how it looked. It was something new. It was a new experience, and I liked it at the beginning. But as the game went on, and it's a short game, by the way. That's the thing. It's also a short game. But I think it started to go downhill when you get pulled into the sewer. And then the sewer segment I thought was too long. Then when you get out of the sewer onward, I thought was bad. I don't know. It felt like, yeah, and the combat system was not very good, and it felt like there was a lot of bullshit going on in that game. So yeah. And then we have Castle Woodworth 2, which is just a castle siege. I don't know what you would call this. It's basically a tower defense, but it's a side scroller where you have two planes, the economy and the actual dwarves fighting. And yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's not a bad game. I don't think Castle. I think it's worth looking up Castle Woodworth 2 and just looking at it and see maybe my first look, whatever, of Castle Woodworth 2, and then see, that looks interesting, or it doesn't look interesting. But it's nothing special. It is what it is, but it's not bad. Which is why I was kind of like, maybe it should be above Deadlight Director's Cut, because I think Deadlight Director's Cut, to me, I think is a below average game. But because it was something completely new to me, and I did like some of the ideas behind it, and I actually enjoyed the beginning, I think, I mean, I kind of like, maybe I got an hour or two of enjoyment from Deadlight. Which, when I think about it, that's probably more actual enjoyment than I got from Castle Woodworth. But I think where I stopped playing, I enjoyed Castle Woodworth maybe a bit more, even though it did not have as big of highs. But that is my top 11 games that I played in 2019. I'm not going to do any editing on anything on this. This is how it's going to be, very simple, since I decided to do a lot of games. Maybe in 2020 I might narrow it down to only 5 games, we'll see. And if I do that, then I probably would put something in the game that I'm talking about in the background as I'm talking about it, instead of just a fucking picture of the games and then talking. This might be a bit better as a podcast thingy, where people just listen to me rambling about bullshit. So, thank you for watching, and have a good new year. Happy New Year. Let's hope 2020 is good, or better.